Let's talk about the time machine. The time machine allows you to browse snapshots of how a site has looked in the past, or to view how a site will look in the future based on scheduled content, publishing, and expiration dates. The time machine is pretty simple to use. In our site, you'll find it on the Site Tools group, and then Time Machine. Now, there's not a lot to view here initially. Across the top, we have some options that we can select. We have Past and Future radio buttons. Let's start off with Past. I'll click the drop-down next to that, and here I can choose any snapshots that currently exist. Now, if I don't yet have any snapshots, and this is my first time getting into my time machine, I'll need to set them up. On the far right side, our blue plus sign is there as usual, and we can click that button and choose Settings. Now here we get a window that allows us to set up exactly how we would like to do our snapshots. We need snapshots to be able to look into the past using our time machine. You'll notice that mine is currently set up to snapshot 2 sites, and we can add any sites by using the Select Sites dropdown. I can select any one of these and then click Add Site. You'll notice we can have multiple sites here. We can also include all sites. I can check this box and it will say all sites selected and gray out my Select Sites dropdown. Now I can uncheck this box and notice it says no sites selected. I'm going to leave this here for a moment just to show you something next. Then we can choose which languages we would like to snapshot. If we just want to snapshot our English site, then that's fine, but we can also snapshot our additional languages. Then we can choose if we'd like this to be incremental or not. And finally, we set our cron expression. A cron expression is a pretty well-known way of writing out time. Now, in this case, mine is set to once a day at 1 a.m., which is this exact example here. There are some other examples listed here as well, like twice a day at 10 and 11, or once an hour, and you can copy those directly if you'd like to use them. You can also find a lot of other information online for cron expressions, so feel free to look those up and use them. Now, if I try to click Save and Run Now, it's going to tell me no hosts selected because, again, I checked Include All Sites, and when I unchecked it, it actually removed the sites that I already had listed. So here, let's go ahead and add the sites that I did have. So I'll select them and click Add Site, and then my other one as well, and click Add Site. And now if I click Save and Run Now, it will go ahead and save that and run a snapshot right now. So again, you'll notice I have been creating snapshots here for quite a while. If I click the dropdown, you'll see them listed. So I can select any one of these from the past or click more choices and actually go down further in the line, all the way back to when I set this up initially. Now, when it comes to future, we'll have to actually set this up. So first, we need to create some content and schedule some push publishing to do that. So I'll go ahead and create a new piece of content. I'm going to go to my Content Tools group, and then I'll go to Blogs. Now I'll click the plus sign to create a new blog. I'll click Add New Content, and we'll create a blog post here very quickly using some information I have over here on the side. We'll give this a title, a little teaser, and our content here. We could add some tags, of course, and then finally we will save this. Now I'm not going to publish it yet. I'm just going to save it. And now we have it here. Oh, we never added an image. Let's go ahead and do that. Choose a file, and let's use this one. There we go. Perfect. Save it. So now we have our blog post here. I'm going to right click and choose Push Publish. And we want to make sure that we set the appropriate action. So push, push remove, or remove. And then for our filter, we say everything and dependencies. We'll set our publishing dates. So we'll set this for a week from today. We'll push this to our training environment that we created before, and we'll click push. So now we've set this up to push. Let's do this. Let's go to our site browser. Let's go to our blog folder here, and let's look at our index, our blog index here. And looking at our travel blog page, we can see that currently we don't yet have that published. So even though we created that blog article, it hasn't yet been pushed. So now if we go to our time machine, go to future, click the drop down here and go to, of course, after the date that we set, let's say maybe that Friday after, 2 Fridays from now, and it will set the language, go to the page and travel blog, and look at that, South Africa's top 10 incredible attractions. So we see that using our time machine to look into the future, it is working. We can see that this will be published and what this will look like at that point. So we might look at this and say, oh, actually, it doesn't look too great there, so that we can actually make the changes before it goes live. So that's always good to know. All right, that is exactly how we use our time machine for the future.